Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the second story in the Orphan collection, which revolves around the girl called Crystal. Crystal's picture is just here in the window, and this is going to be my own thoughts and feelings regarding this story, and as always, this is going to be a spoiler-free video as well. So Crystal gets adopted by a couple called Carl and Thelma. Crystal is a very intellectual person. She likes to read a lot. She likes knowledge. She likes to acquire knowledge, and she likes to learn a bunch of stuff. This is probably best as I can describe Crystal. But she gets adopted by a couple called Carl and Thelma. And unlike a Butterfly story or Janet's story, which was the first one in this book, they're both very, very loving and caring towards each other. There is no resentment or anything like that. Both Carl and Thelma are madly in love with each other. And when they adopt Crystal, they don't have any ulterior motives for it. They don't want to force her to do something that she doesn't want to do or hasn't got any interest in doing, like Janet's story. They just want to adopt her because they probably like the look of her, and yeah, she was the right choice for them, I guess. So Crystal, like Janet, has a massive house. She has been given her own room. She's at school. She has grandparents that um, love her. Unlike Janet's story, which only briefly touched on the fact that she went to school, and we really didn't spend a lot of time in that whole setting. With Crystal, we spend a lot of time within the school and in that environment, and we are introduced to several students that she interacts with. Some of them are more nastier and some are nicer. And at home, Thelma is obsessed about watching soap operas, um, different TV shows. More specifically, as I said, soap operas or soaps, as we call them for short over here in the UK. Not sure um, what they would be called over in the States or wherever you're watching this from. Probably sitcoms, maybe. And Thelma likes to read a bit as well, but her main focus is to watching TV and watching these soap opera episodes. And she gets very attached to them. She watches them as if they are happening in her real life. And all the people that are in these soap operas, she regards them as being a real person rather than a fictionalized person, some character that somebody made up for a TV show. No, she considers them to be a real person. She cares for them, and she gets upset when something bad happens to them, like when they die, for example. And when they get married or something good happens to them, she gets really happy about that. But she considers these people to be real. And sometimes when Crystal is coming into Thelma's room, she can see her staring out of our windows and sometimes sitting in chairs, looking down and looking really sad and depressed. I mean, it makes you think really about. I know that over here in the UK, I can't speak for for anywhere else, but over here in the UK, soap operas are. I mean, I don't watch them myself. My nan watches them, but they are a big part of um, the TV programs over here. We got three main ones, which are EastEnders, Coronation Street, and Emmerdale. They are so popular, in fact, that um, people talk about them on different TV shows that are separate from them. They discuss with the actors and on their like morning shows or whatever, and talk about what's happening with their character and and what's going to be happening with the show as a whole. And even it's so popular, in fact, that they have pictures of the cast on the front covers of TV magazines. I think it's pretty much all of them do. Not well, most of them do, not all of them. And I know that some people kind of get invested in these characters because they've been watching for a long period of time and they have grown attached to these characters. And the same thing can be with any TV show or any book. You can like pick up any book and you can get attached to the character. But when you shut the book or when you turn off the program, um, you should think, right, it's just fiction, it's not real. But I know some people can take that way too far and seriously. Anyway, Crystal isn't really forced to watch these programs with Thelma. Thelma obviously would like Crystal to watch these programs with her, but she's not really forced to do so. She can if she wants to. So when Crystal's at school, she comes across a boy, which I can't remember his name, and he's a very nerdy character. He's kind of like the misfit of the whole school. He sits at the back of the bus. No one talks to him or sits next to him or interacts with him in any way. Even I believe his sister considers him to be a massive nerd. But Crystal um, has kind of a crush on him, and he helps Crystal out with homework and school stuff. And a part of the book is like suddenly they have got this experiment going about the different reactions about different ways of kissing, and for experimental reasons. That's what it's mentioned in the book. So if you like give someone a peck on the cheek or French kiss, what's the different reactions to it? And this evolves into somewhat of a romantic um, affair, really, or interest. I would say probably an interest, as this boy is so socially awkward. He doesn't really see or notice that Crystal has a crush on him. And I was thinking about that. I mean, us guys, speaking to the females are watching this video, if you like a guy, don't give him subtle hints or anything like that. If you like a guy, because if you give us subtle hints, we aren't going to get it. Even if it's extremely obvious, we aren't going to pick up on them hints, and we aren't going to have a clue that you're interested in us because it goes right over our heads. So if you like a guy, the best thing that you can do is to come out and actually tell the guy that you fancy him or have a crush on him. Because if you keep on giving us hints that you like us, then you will be waiting a hell of a long time. So with Crystal's story, it's kind of her going through the motions about having a new family, having a new house, having a new life, basically. Carl is okay. He's not really much of a big character. He's just there to be a father figure to Crystal. So hopefully the father figures for Brooke and Raven's stories will be more than just the dad just simply being there. So at the end, I won't spoil what happens at the end, but it's a tragic ending, and um, it just turns Crystal's world upside down, and it's a very sad ending. I was very shocked by it as it just came right out of nowhere, and there is a kind of a end part, a epilogue about how Butterfly's story or Janet's story is connected with Crystal's story, because even though they can be read separately, it probably is beneficial to read these in this order, because at the end of Crystal's story, Butterfly or Janet is referenced. So I would recommend that you read Butterfly Story and then read Crystal Story. So what I'm going to rate Crystal Story, I didn't like it as much as Butterfly Story, but I liked Crystal Story. It was a nice, calming read and nice story, and I like the characters. But I think I'm going to rate it at 3 stars out of 5. So let me know, have you read Orphans, or have you read any of the stories, Butterfly, Crystal, Brook, or Raven Story? What did you think about them? What ones are your favourites out of these ones, guys, if you have read them? I can't wait to go on to Brook's Story, which is the next one in this collection. And then I will be taking a break and then reading something else and then going straight on to Raven's Story. And then after I've read this whole collection, I will be reading the Runaways story, which is I don't know if it's a spin-off or I think it's more of a continuation of this story. So guys, that's been my video, a short one today, a short and sweet one for me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know if you read anything else by V.C. Andrews. I know that the most popular one is Flowers in the Attic, which I have ordered and it should be here in the next day or so. But let me know if you recommend anything else outside of the Orphans series and obviously Flowers in the Attic. If you have any more recommendations about what I should read or what series I should read from V.C. Andrews, comment down below and I will gladly check them out, because even though this story or this so far this author, I thought that she was more of a horror writer. These aren't really horror stories, these are more real life drama stories. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you had fun with it. Hopefully I'm encouraging you and inspiring you to pick up the Orphan series. I will try to have these videos or all 4 of these stories coming out very close together. So yeah, hopefully I'm inspiring you to read V.C. Andrews and the Orphan book. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.